Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
So glad you can join us. Volcano still erupting. Some people refuse to leave the red and orange zone. This story takes the lead in our 1090th edition of Caribbean Perspective for Wednesday, 14th April 2021. Details after this break.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. 3 days after the first eruption, La Soufriere continues to erupt. The latest activity occurred in the wee hours of Monday morning. However, speaking on TV6's Morning Edition program, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, revealed there are still a number of people who refuse to evacuate. TV6's Renessa Cutting reports.
The situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines remains tenuous, as at 4:15 Monday morning, La Soufriere erupted again. This latest eruption has triggered dangerous pyroclastic flows of steaming gas and burning debris.
These are dangerous flows, potentially, because anything they meet in the wake, if they were to meet a house, if they were to meet a car, crops, they will move them, not to talk about human beings.
Prime Minister Gonsalves is concerned that some residents are resisting evacuation from the red zone.
But the challenge which we have been having is about several on the northeastern side in the red zone who have been reluctant to leave. These essentially are farmers, fisher folk, some people who had gone into the hills to plant marijuana, and so on and so forth.
As late as Sunday, persons were being evacuated from nearby areas after initially refusing to leave. At this time, however, there have been no reports of casualties or deaths, but basic amenities are beginning to run scarce.
A big problem with water. We are below, we probably now, I don't know, less than 20% of the capacity. A couple of days ago, it was maybe 30. The problem is this: the ash has filled up the rivers.
However, several CARICOM countries have already sent and have committed to send food, water, and other relief supplies. On Tuesday, Trinidad and Tobago will also be sending a contingent of Army personnel to aid with recovery.
We don't have now a security problem, but we don't know whether it may arise. But we have to always plan and be proactive.
Dr. Gonsalves tells TV6 despite the many challenges, he's optimistic that all will be well.
A real outpouring of love and good neighborliness and togetherness. You know, it's as I say, on this dangerous road to Jericho, the Levite may pass you by, the priest may pass you by, but the Good Samaritan would clean your wound and bandage it and take you to the inn. Well, we have had a lot of good Samaritans.
Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
A shipload of relief items arrived in St. Vincent on Monday. The items are to assist with ongoing recovery efforts as the La Soufriere volcano continues to explode. Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is warning people about scammers falsely claiming they are raising funds to help the island. Anselm Gibbs of TV6 News reports.
A ship carrying 20 tons of humanitarian relief items arrived in St. Vincent Monday from Venezuela.
We reach our hand to you. When others that say their friends don't appear, Venezuela is always first, and the Alba. This is not a competition. We are always trying to help the other.
Venezuela is just one of the countries extending a helping hand as St. Vincent and the Grenadines grapples with the effects of continuing eruptions at La Soufriere Volcano.
We are very pleased also, in addition to the relief which has been provided, there are 15 technical persons, professionals in various fields who have come here to work with NEMO under the Ministry of Disaster Preparedness and National Security to assist us.
At least 18,000 people living in the red zone have already been evacuated from their homes. However, while neighboring Caribbean countries have offered to host evacuees, cruise ships sent to transport evacuees are now in sort of a holding pattern.
We have to take a decision sometime this afternoon, maybe early tomorrow, as to whether we just tell the cruise vessels, the cruise companies, thanks for their help, because people want to stay home.
And the Prime Minister is now warning people about sending money to GoFundMe pages, claiming to be raising funds to help St. Vincent.
No such funding, GoFund, has been sanctioned by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines or NEMO. And until it is so funded, you are at your own risk when you send your money to these people.
Following Monday's eruption described as huge by the UE Seismic Research Center, experts still cannot say just how much longer the eruptions will continue. Anselm Gibbs, TV6 News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick.
In the meantime, Deputy Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Montgomery Daniel, said a number of poorly built houses and structures in the northeast of the country have collapsed because of the ash fall from the eruption of the La Soufriere volcano. But Daniel said he could identify around 36 people still in the community of Sandy Bay when he inspected the northeastern sector of St. Vincent on Sunday to assess the damage that has so far taken place. Daniel painted a bleak picture of the landscape in the area with waterways, playing fields, farms and structures inundated with volcanic ash, and he appeared shocked to still find residents in the area. PM Gonzalez, in the meantime, said the government had evacuated a little over 100 people from the northeastern communities over the past 3 days, but he was concerned that people still remained. Gonzalez said it was past the time for residents in the northeast to evacuate, but he was still waiting to issue the order to the Coast Guard and give the residents another chance to evacuate, but the window of opportunity was closing fast. Turning our attention now to Belize. Once Monday's House of Assembly meeting was adjourned, the press met with Prime Minister John Bresenio outside of the chambers where he laid out the financial crisis in the budget presentation.
It was important for us to be able to lay on the table exactly what we've gone through, and that Belizeans can fully appreciate the challenges that we're facing at this time. The financial crisis that the UDP left the country, and by extension us as a new government, it is something that we just can't play over or just breeze over it. It is important for Belizeans to fully appreciate what we're trying to do, that we cannot continue in the ways where we're just spending and not seeing as to the revenues that are coming in and to address the underlying fundamental issues that are affecting the country, the issues that how we're going to grow the economy, how we're going to create jobs. And by extension, that can help us to be able to get into fiscal sustainability within the government.
Meanwhile, opposition walk out of Parliament on account of unparliamentary language used against one of them.
Madam Speaker, I am not yielding to him.
It's a point of order. You must yield.
Yielding.
You must yield.
I don't must. You sit down, boy.
Point of order.
Member.
Madam Speaker.
Member. No.
Madam Speaker, I will ask you to have him apologize to me. That remark is completely unparliamentary.
Madam Speaker, I will repeat myself. emergency funding of $12 million
Sir,
was
just say
spent.
repeat yourself, Madam Speaker. You to give up
Madam
yourself?
Speaker, $12 million was spent when it was never spent before. $12 million built 100 roads. $12 million hired 40 contractors. $12 million was spent legally.
Madam Speaker, this member is really out of order, and if you refuse to discipline him, if he can call me a boy, what if I would call you gal? What if I call you gal and he just want to strike off for the record? That would be the most disrespectful thing. I demand an apology from him, Madam Speaker, and if we don't get that, then we are gone.
Nearly 1,000 new coronavirus cases recorded in Guyana up to the first 12 days of April thus far, with 24 deaths. More in this News Source Guyana news item with Gordon Mosley.
The month of April has not reached its midway point as yet, but Guyana has already recorded 940 new coronavirus cases and 24 deaths in the month so far. In the past 2 days alone, 5 deaths were recorded. In its latest report today, the Health Ministry revealed 40 new cases of COVID-19 and 2 new deaths in the past 24 hours. The number of active cases currently stands at 1,164, with most of those persons in home isolation. There are also 17 persons in the intensive care unit. The rapid increase in new cases is coming at the time when the Health Ministry is pleading with persons to get vaccinated. Health officials continue to encourage persons to get the vaccines, since being vaccinated could prevent them from becoming seriously ill from the virus.
We are trying to get as much people vaccinated as quickly as possible, and we are doing that by having fixed sites where people during the week they know where to go. So, for example, here in Brickdam, there's a fixed site that is constantly open. People can come here and get their vaccination. And then we have, in between those fixed sites that we have around the country, we also have mobile sites, or pop-up sites if you like, where organizations within the community, so whether it's religious or civic organizations who want to partner with the ministry, they would come in, they would make a request, we would work with them, set a date, set a time, get staff to go out, and we'll be able to do the vaccination in the community.
Over 60,000 persons have already been vaccinated, and the Health Ministry is hoping to see many more vaccinated in the coming weeks. The Health Ministry intends to continue stepping up its vaccination drive. Today, another 30,000 doses of the Sputnik COVID-19 vaccine arrived in the country.
Did you know that your friends and family can now shop at the Food Fair from anywhere in the world, and you can receive here in Grenada? The Food Fair and GrenadaMarket.com now makes it possible through secure online shopping and personalized customer service. Simply send your loved ones a list of your preferred items or let them fill an online basket, and the items will be available for pickup or delivery. Visit GrenadaMarket.com or thefoodfair.gd today for more details. The new norm. Spread the news.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please continue to log on to CaribbeanPerspective.com for more daily news and more.